Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the final of the Indonesia Nederland Thesis Prize 2024. My name is Andika Rutten, and I will be your moderator for today. We are delighted to have you all with us to celebrate this incredible research conducted by students, highlighting the unique connection between Indonesia and Netherlands during Winter 2024. The Indonesia Nederland Society, in partnership with PPI Belanda, Nuffic Southeast Asia, and Garuda Indonesia, has taken the initiative to award an annual thesis prize with the aim to spotlight and reward outstanding research conducted by students and recent graduates from universities in Indonesia and the Netherlands. The competition is open to any student or recent graduate who has completed a bachelor's master's thesis within the past 2.5 years. To ensure fair comparison across universities and disciplines, participants submitted a written summary along with a video pitch. The top 3 applicants were selected by a jury consisting of representatives from Indonesian and Dutch institutes and invited to present their pitch live during today's winners event. Our esteemed jury has reviewed all submissions carefully, and after the pitches, they will provide their feedback and announce the winner. The winner of the Indonesia Nederland Thesis Prize 2024 will be rewarded with a return ticket Jakarta Amsterdam or Amsterdam Jakarta. Without further ado, let me introduce our esteemed jury members who have generously contributed their time and expertise to select today's candidates. Professor Bambang Haliwibisono, Professor of Urban Planning at the Department of Architecture and Planning, Faculty of Engineering at Universitas Gadjah Mada. Ms. Indy Hardono, Senior Advisor of Nuffic Southeast Asia. Dr. Isti Hidayati, Lecturer in the Department of Architecture and Planning at Universitas Gadjah Mada. Dr. Evi Iliana, Associate Professor in Gender Studies and Director of Office International Affairs, Universitas Negeri Malang. She is also a member of Science and Education Working Group of the Indonesian Young Academy of Sciences. And last but not least, Mr. Martin Drent, PhD researcher at the Department of Planning and Environment, Faculty Spatial Sciences at the University of Groningen. Unfortunately, Martin was not able to join us today, but he sends his best wishes to the candidates. We are also grateful for the support of our partners, Nuffic Southeast Asia, PPI Belanda, and Garuda Indonesia, and others who have made this initiative possible. Now, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Bambang Haliwibisono, Chair of our jury, to provide a brief overview of the selection process and give feedback on the submissions. Please, Harry, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much. A very good morning for those who are in the Netherlands, and a good afternoon for those in Indonesia. Well, this afternoon we are going to have the pages from the 3 finalists, and because you are the most luckiest of the quite a few number of applicants who have already been selected through your papers and also the videos that have been submitted a couple of weeks ago. So I think I wish you all good luck, and we really look forward for the page, and all my colleagues, the jury members here, would really like to listen and follow with the presentation through the page. And finally, today we will be coming up with the one winner who is supposed to be the best in terms of their papers and also the pages that you've already prepared. So without further ado, then I would also like to invite all those finalists to present their pitch through quite a limited of time, but really look forward for the best and yeah, the best speech that we going to listen today. I think that's about it, Andika, for the general explanations about the selections. That then, yeah, we shall just move on to the next agenda then. You're still muted, Andika.
Terima kasih, Pak Hari, for those insightful words. Then we will start with the pitches of the students. I would like to invite Maria, who is our first candidate of today. Maria is from Universitas Indonesia. Maria is a fresh graduate with a Bachelor of Electrical Engineering degree from University of Indonesia. She is passionate about leveraging the ever-changing nature of problem solving, specifically through social, environment, and technologies. Maria is very enthusiastic to engage in climate education initiatives and actively volunteers in environmental and community development projects, driven by a strong desire to accelerate societal impact, as she says herself. Today, she will present her thesis titled Comparative Analysis of Faster RCNN and RetinaNet Models for Indonesian Sign Language Detection Systems. Maria, you have now 3 minutes to present your thesis.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm Maria Angel, and I hope the share screen, wait, should be here. Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm Maria Angel, and I'm excited to present my thesis about comparative analysis of faster ASEAN and internet models for Indonesian Sign Language Detection System, which sign language is generally used by the deaf and speech impaired, which can causes errors in communication, especially when applying for jobs. In 2020, 7.6 million Indonesians with disabilities were employed. However, in 2022, this number drastically dropped to 720,000. This rapid decline is primarily due to discriminatory hiring practices, with many companies failing to accommodate sign language users. Therefore, my thesis tackles this issue by developing a real-time detection system and translating Indonesian Sign Language, hence facilitating smoother communication during the job application process and enabling fairer access to employment. The core of my research is a comparative analysis of two advanced object detection models, Faster RCNN and RetinaNet. Both models are evaluated on their ability to recognize Indonesian Sign Language in real time. The dataset was downloaded from Sistem Bahasa Isyarat Indonesia dictionary website and testing dataset that I have made myself, which consists of 30 words about job topics that can be seen through the pitch. Test results using real-time testing were carried out by evaluating the model using system accuracy parameters, confidence score, precision, recall, and F1 score for each model, which concludes that the confidence score and precision score for faster RCNN and higher. Meanwhile, RetinaNet performed quicker in real-time detection. The testing process involved creating sentences, specifically job interview questions, to evaluate how well the models could detect and arrange words into coherent sentences. This research is impactful for the ASEAN and Europe relation, where there is a strong emphasis on digitalization and inclusive growth, not only to solve social challenges, but also opens door for international collaboration in developing assistive technologies. Additionally, Indonesia and the Netherlands could jointly develop AI-driven job application platforms that integrate this system, allowing Indonesian Sign Language users to apply for jobs both domestically and internationally. On the broader scale, this research also supports ASEAN and Europe collaboration by creating cross-border employment opportunities. By integrating this technology into recruitment system across Europe, including Netherlands, Indonesian Sign Language users could apply for jobs internationally, making them competitive candidates in the global job market. This system not only fosters inclusive employment, but also encourages joint development programs, workforce training, and the creation of more accessible workplaces while developing inclusive employment policies for ensuring that sign language users are treated equally in the hiring process. In conclusion, this research has the potential to create a more inclusive ecosystem by fostering collaboration between Indonesia, Netherlands, ASEAN, and Europe. By jointly developing and deploying this technology, we can provide sign language users with equal access to job opportunities and contribute to collective growth together for an inclusive ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Maria, for your presentation. We now have a few extra minutes for the jury to reflect on the presentation. May I invite one of the jury members to respond?
Thank you. May I? Okay. Thank you, Andika. Maria, it's really great presentation and really good pitch. And your research is really, really important. And you have shown how relevant it is in, supporting minority groups, not only in Indonesia, and it can be replicated abroad. And then you have also underlined how your research can be relevant to ASEAN and EU relation. I guess that's my comment, Andika. Thank you.
Is there one other jury member who would like to respond?
Yes, I have a very minor comments on Maria's presentations, Maria's speech. I think it's very interesting. The topic is very important for us also to think about how we should also create and build what is this called as an inclusive community or inclusive ecosystems. So I think this is the one or one topic that might also be able or giving us opportunities to develop further, even also collaborations among countries, because then we also have to share the same sign language. Otherwise, then we would not be able to talk in the same language. Then I think that's about it. Thank you, Andika.
Thank you, Pahari. Also, again, thank you, Bu Evi. Thank you, Maria, for your presentation. We will go to the next presenter, next candidate. We have Soraya Sakina from Leiden University. Soraya is from Medan, North Sumatra, and she just graduated from the Advanced Master Program at the International Institute of Air and Space Law, Leiden University, last year. She wrote, "I'm a cat lover, and my favorite food is herring with onions." Today, she will pitch her thesis, which is titled, "In light of its aspiration for cooperation following the world's first bloc-to-bloc EU-ASEAN Comprehensive Air Transport Agreement. Thus the substantial ownership and control requirement put the ASEAN bloc at a competitive disadvantage in the CATA agreement." Soraya, you have now 3 minutes for your presentation.
Thank you. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, imagine a future where flying directly between ASEAN and Europe is as easy as traveling between cities within Europe. That's the vision behind the Comprehensive Air Transport Agreement, which has been signed between ASEAN and the EU, and next month marks its secondary anniversary. As the world's first bloc-to-bloc air transport agreement, the CATA covers air transport services provided by airlines from both regions, including flights to, within, and from their territories, as defined in Article 1. The benefits of this agreement are substantial because this collaboration will strengthen air connectivity and support the aviation sector's recovery after the pandemic. However, my research reveals that it also presents challenges that put ASEAN airlines at a disadvantaged position. First, freedom of the air. Regionally, the ASEAN alone does not agree upon the right to allow airlines to carry passengers with direct flights between two foreign nations, which is called as the seventh freedom of the air. For example, if we check directly from Garuda Indonesia website, there is a flight from Singapore to Manila, Philippines, but it's not direct flight. Garuda Indonesia should pick up the passengers from Singapore, then go back to Jakarta and fly to Manila, Philippines. A direct flight between these destinations would require a bilateral agreement. However, the EU is fully liberalized. For example, Ryanair, which is fully Irish state-owned and one of the EU countries, can operate direct flights within the EU without restriction, without bilateral agreement, as stated in Article 15, Regulation Number 1008, the year 2008. As a consequence, this affects the implementation of Article 3 CATA agreement because EU airlines can fly from any point in the EU to any destination in ASEAN, while ASEAN airlines cannot do the same. which creates an unfair route pattern. Second, internal aviation market. The EU enjoys an open market with free competition, yeah, while ASEAN single aviation market is hindered by traditional approach in ownership and control. For example, cross-border airline ownership is common in the EU, such as Air France KLM from France and the Netherlands. But we don't see the same in ASEAN. There's no such Garuda Indonesia and Singapore Airlines, right? Next, the EU is supranational body which can enact law across the member states, while ASEAN cannot do the same. Lastly, competition rules. EU competition law is well established under the Treaty on the Functioning of the EU, while ASEAN's competition laws are fragmented. The key question is, can a fair competition be achieved under the CATA agreement? Yes, it can. And my recommendation is for ASEAN to amend and relax ownership and control regulations for greater operational freedom and fair competition. ASEAN also needs to agree upon the seventh freedom of the air and harmonize competition laws to implement CATA agreement effectively. To conclude, as a young generation, I hope both regions can achieve mutually beneficial cooperation to enhance air travel, providing equal opportunities for all passengers. And I hope someday there will be a direct flight from Medan, North Sumatra, my hometown, to Amsterdam in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Soraya, for that insightful presentation. That will be really nice if not a direct flight from Medan to Amsterdam. I agree. May I invite one of the jury members to respond to the presentation of Soraya?
Yeah, I think Hello, Andika.
Yes, Bu Indi.
Yeah, okay. I think the way she structured the presentation is good, not just the content. In a way that this is something very urgent for us who lives in ASEAN region to compare with the situation in Europe, which is beneficial for us to further apply. So I think it's very interesting and urgent matters that we have to think about. Thank you.
For reply, can I invite one other jury member to respond to Soraya's presentation?
Yeah, I'm very impressed with the presentation. Not only that the research is really relevant, and I like how, the presenter actually structures the presentation and ended up with a very great punchline that, this is a very relevant thing, not only for Indonesian EU, but also for herself. And I think personal interest is also very important in a research, so that we know that this is coming from a real human. You know what I mean? Okay, so the human interest is there. Thank you.
Thank you, BAV, for your remarks. Also, Soraya and Ibu Indi. We will go to our last candidate today, Dimas Apriandi. Dimas recently graduated with a master's degree in Business Information Technology from the University of Twente in the Netherlands. Additionally, he completed a master's honors program in Change Leader at the University of Twente, where he was acknowledged as one of the top 10% of the students. Professionally, he has experience as a solution engineer at Lean X in Amsterdam and was the founder of a tourism tech startup, Papon ID, in Indonesia. His interests include digital marketing, leadership, technology, innovation, and he has been actively involved in community development and international projects. Today, he will present his thesis titled A Smart Tourism Platform Reference Architecture for Developing Countries. Dimas, you have 3 minutes to present your thesis.
Thank you, Andika, for the introduction of me. And I would like to share my screen. And I would like to start my presentation with one question for all of us. Have you ever been on a holiday in a city where technology enhanced your experience? If so, you might have visited a smart tourism city. I'm Dimas Apriandi, a Master of Science graduate from the University of Twente. The tourism industry is a major driver of global economic growth, contributing over 10% to global GDP in 2019. But, as we have all experienced during the COVID-19 pandemic, the sector is highly vulnerable to crisis and uncertainty. Travel was prohibited, revealing just how fragile tourism can be. While many industries have embraced smart technologies to solve complex challenges, the tourism sector still lacks a clear and scalable roadmap in academic research and real-world applications. My research addressed this gap by developing a smart tourism platform reference architecture. This architecture provides a structured framework for integrating technology into tourism practices, boosting competitiveness and resilience. This method gives the industry a holistic approach to manage a smart tourism across business, application, and technology dimension. As we witness several technology incidents that happen in Indonesia, it's not only about the technology used. However, the core is the people and the process behind the technology. I focused my study on the Pontianak City, Indonesia, as part of its Smart City initiative. The study collaborated with main stakeholders such as the Netherlands University, the IT architecture company, and the government of Indonesia. By utilizing tools like Archimate and Linux, we created comprehensive module that allows city governments to manage their enterprise architecture in real time, making smarter and data-driven decisions. In collaboration with experts from academia and smart city professionals, we validated this approach. The feedback was positive to improve smart tourism practices. Then, why is this important for Indonesia and the Netherlands relationships? Both regions have strong investment in tourism, and the architecture we developed can strengthen the cooperation between them. For example, smart tourism solutions like this can be adapted across the Asian region, deepening digital and tourism partnership with the EU. On the other side, the Netherlands, with its advanced smart city technology, can be a key partner in Indonesia digital transformation project, such as the 10 New Balis initiative. This collaboration promises mutual benefit in tourism development and economic growth. In conclusion, the solution offers a scalable roadmap for smart city, serving as a global reference to drive a countless initiative, transforming the tourism industry into a smarter and more resilient sector. That's the end of my pitch. Terima kasih. Dankjewel.
Thank you, Dimas, again, also for your insightful presentation today. May I again invite a jury member to respond?
I okay. Can I say
Okay.
something, Andika? Oh yeah,
Yes,
Pak
please.
Hari, please. Bu Isti, we haven't heard from Bu Isti, maybe.
Yeah, I think we need to listen also
Yeah,
from
yeah,
with these comments
yeah.
on Dimas' pitch.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. I think, well, Dimas already have like a very clear presentation. It's also on point, and I think it's quite a promising topic of this smart tourism platform, especially to promote cities that are kind of like, quote, less well known, and not only focusing, let's say, on major cities. So it's kind of like really help these, let's say, second tier cities.
Thank you, Boisti. May I invite one other last jury member for this
Maybe
first?
I will add with a few comments. Andika? Yeah.
Yes, Mr.
Tourism has always been an interesting issue to discuss because Indonesia itself has a very much potentials of tourism, but it hasn't been developed optimally. I think, yeah, this can be his thesis can be even further analyzed and developed into a more practical uh, action action plan, so that it really could help the development of tourism industry in Indonesia in particular, and also regional in general. And also, of course, we could learn from each other, from Europe, from EU, from the Netherlands, which has, in my opinion, has already more advanced in its tourism industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Bu Indi, Bu Evi, for your remarks. Thank you, Dimas, for your presentation. This brings us to the conclusion of the first part of the session. Thank you once again to all our candidates for their excellent presentations. We will now take a short break for the jury to deliberate. Make sure you all come back at 10:15 that time, or 3:15, to listen to the announcement of the winner of the Indonesia Nederland Thesis Prize 2024.